Yeah, I'll run through some situations. So like I'm gonna default to be more like my Sheik, my how I see the game is gonna be more like aggressive than most would probably tell you to play. So I can like run you through like examples. I'm more of like a direct answer guy, you know. Like I think you're gonna do something and I just beat that, right? I'm like round peg, round hole. A lot of people would kind of like jostle more for like favorable situations and only play those from like more of a stable. Um, so I try to like give you both perspectives, but I am gonna bias. I'm gonna be more like skewed towards directly answering things, right?
Yeah.
That's how I see them. Okay. I think that's fine. Yeah, the overshoot there is good. Yeah, that's all good. Here's that. But you want a down throw there. So if they DI to get off, you can F tilt. And I know how to beat that, but I don't think anyone else does. So
Should I just like never forward throw Falcon?
not really. Yeah, I mean you can at like higher percents, but you have like a more of a good edge guard situation. Um, but like I think that you a low percent you want down throw because what they do is they get down tilted and it's a pretty precise like sequence to like not just die there. So every Falcon's just gonna die there at like 20, which is like a big deal, you know, getting that free stock.
Okay.
So yeah, that's bad by me. Yeah, that was good by you actually. All that. I'm just a little sloppy to say.
I was thinking about it. I was like, I feel like my recoveries are really bad. Like I wasn't
Yeah, I mean,
doing
you want to
anything.
like let's watch this. That's a tough situation. Yeah, I mean, like what you can do is try to like poof closer to the ledge, like make me think you might go here or here, and go to the side plat. Um, that's a tough spot. This one though, you could have air dodged on, and make sure you represent that, like air dodge on and a fastball down field. Falcon doesn't really have like a rising foxberry, you know. Everything he does is pretty slow, so he has to kind of not like hard read it, but he kind of has to read it. You know, well, to still cover everything, he has to kind of like read the air dodge because
Okay.
air dodge has about like 10 frames of landing recovery, I think. And then the startup's going to be like, maybe 10 frames, you're going to be totally vulnerable. So ledge hop knee is going to be 15, 16 frames. So, like I can't react to that most of the time unless I'm like really looking for it. And that makes a lot of like, that has a lot of like, I'm going to be a lot worse covering everything else. Like, even if in theory you can, if I direct more and more mental energy to covering air dodge in any situation that's possible, um, I'm gonna be bad at covering all the things. Double poof down, double poof in, side plat, with damage recovery, everything. So
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I don't represent air dodge like at all.
yeah, I don't think you did one time, right?
Nope.
So yeah,
I'm kind of chalking it up to the fact I only played like Fox like the entire night, and but
that would be
I think regardless, I'm getting hit there anyway.
yeah, I think so.
That grab was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. This right here, I don't know what I was doing. I guess the bear's okay because it worked, but I feel like I would never bear there. I would wave dash right here. Like I would have wave dash. You know what I mean? I mean, I worked right, so I can't like hate, but I just feel like that's scary.
Like wave dash away.
I'd wave dash in.
Okay.
But then again, I think Bear's fine because then you don't get randomly stomped then, right? So I guess it's okay. Because all you want there is not to get stomped. I would not let me land though. Don't let me land.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like your whole edge guard should just be don't let me land. Like I'm gonna die if you don't let me land. You know, like that. That was just because you let me land. That bad me. Okay. You're gonna get called out for that sometimes.
Yeah.
Did you get the shorten up there or no?
I did shorten.
I still got it. Damn.
That's what I say. I say Sheik shorten is like a thing that only works on like super good players. I feel like it doesn't really work that well normally.
That recovery's bad. I think.
Yeah. Is there anything I could have done there?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that one. That was like the real mistake. Oh, you thought you go to side plat. Actually, no. That was understandable. You thought you get side plat. Like sometimes you're gonna misjudge that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I would like usually you'd like I would shorten just above ledge and fall to ledge. That way, if I get up, if I try to wave dash back, it would probably be me. You know, if I normal get up, wave dash back.
Okay.
Or and that also make it ambiguous, right? Like if they want to ledge hop knee, they might be like dancing get off. I'd probably do something like that if I thought I couldn't get up here. Or you could always just do the old school. I think in that situation, the old music king,
I don't know what that is.
which is no. I'm gonna say it as if it's possible.
Oh, okay.
Well, he goes up. He's right here, and he tries to hit the top of the ledge and fall down a ledge. Like make it really ambiguous if we go on stage or not.
Okay.
So like if you up B like horizontally from like the right height, you can make it really, really ambiguous if you'll hit the lip of the ledge and fall to ledge, right? Or if you'll get up barely on stage.
All right. I see.
It's not like foolproof because I can look at where you are height wise, right? But it's like it's pretty hard to deal with in tournament on a consistent basis. That's also a decent option. This is just a really shitty spot to be at 57% though. So it's not like, you know, like there's a really great answer.
Yeah.
But that's it. That said, like those are probably the two things I would think about. I would think like, oh, or you could just like represent up B on a stage versus like up B shortened the ledge. That's also an option.
Okay.
But basically, Falcon just has to ledge hop knee kind of preemptively if I want to cover this like upbeat immediate landing. Because 30 frames of landing lag, and then ledge hop knee is at least 15 frames. Realistically, it's like 17. I'm reading it, you know, like not reading it, but I'm reacting to your position, right? A lot of it. And so I can't like always true react to everything and still knee it, especially because your landing recovery is pretty low. It actually misses sometimes if I do a higher one that's like a later reaction. So yeah.
All
Those are
right.
probably the three options I would like cycle between. I think you were trying to go side plat, which is pretty understandable. I'm pretty comfortable doing a side plat. Most people just up air you and you get away. So I think that's like a fine like level one option, you know? And I think like having stable, strong level one options is the key. Because like I can show up and I'm like kind of playing sloppy like I was yesterday. But then like because my level one options are like really, really solid and like well thought out, I can just kind of do that and rely on punishing. And it works, right? It adds a lot of stability to your tournament results. So I think like going to side plat here is fine, especially we're gonna up air you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dead there.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
That's so sloppy. Ugh. All bad. Just a jump heavy.
Yeah, it's meant to be that double jab. It's supposed to be a forward tilt. That sucks.
Yeah, good if you didn't act there. I was like, really? When I side beat?
Yeah, Detroit does that a lot.
Yeah, I was like, it's scrubby though, so you're not gonna look for it. I'm like, all right.
No, I'm always ready. That's every Falcon ever.
The bait there, I think because you haven't seen someone grab ledges fast me before. Because usually if I do this, they always up me on stage once they know me. Right here, this one. That one, if I do that, nobody goes for ledge anymore once they see me do it a couple times. I think I didn't show it to you yet, like how fast I can grab ledge.
Yeah,
Totally
I don't think you did.
Yeah, I was like, that was crazy. No one ever doesn't. I've never seen anyone not bite there once you. That's good in air. That's like Crudo like that one a lot. Yeah, that's my. I did the auto cancel up air, cross up, and side beat. People try to grab it.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say that's wrong. It's like individually, like I think. Let me think. Let's talk about what you could have done. Let's watch this really quick from your point of view.
I feel like
I think it's easy to get like caught up in like what to do after the hits happen. But I think a lot of it is like how to mitigate being put in that spot, right?
okay.
And there's offensive mistakes too, but like because like what is a down tilt really going to offer you at this percent, right? Because like, Sheik is like wins the risk reward in this matchup pretty heavily, but you have to like it's a percent based matchup, right? Like Sheik is a character that she hits really hard, but like she has to have the right starter at the right time, right? So think about like Fox. Obviously, Falcon's not Fox, but you know if you get like what is going to turn into a grab for you, then I don't know when down tilt knocks out probably I don't know 50 probably, around there. I don't know, but down tilt's really strong, but you have to like it has to have some teeth to it, right? Because like if I'm randomly stomping like I am looking for your grounded movement, down tilt is obviously like a really low risk option, but at the end of the day, I can blow it up and kill you off one touch. And down tilt's probably not going to give you anything, right? Even if I misplay a situation like this, you get some percent, but nothing significant, right? Like 20%. Even if I misplayed. So, that's just not like if you multiply it over 20, 10 interactions in the set, that's just like it's really hard to win that, Not that you can't if you outplay me in neutral, but it's gonna be hard to turn like safe things that are just relatively low risk versus someone willing to make all the call outs like how I play. It's really hard to turn that into like a stable, like consistent victory. Even if it works sometimes, I'm gonna get enough. I'm gonna call it out enough times, right? So I think
Yeah.
down tilt once it knocks down, knowing there's when these moves get unlocked for you, right? Like when does F tilt anti air work? So on and so forth. Like when does it knock down? I mean, and playing around this percent's more like cognitively, like because you're kind of playing off me, trying not to get hit by me, and that's gonna like only slow down how fast I win. It's not gonna like win.
Yeah, okay.
Does that make sense? Like you're not
I get that.
you're like delaying the inevitable, right? Like you're playing down tilt, but like in that situation, like that's not going to be a favorable over like zoomed out over enough times doing it. It's not going to have enough like if I can get a stomp and get a kill, I'll be down tilting. But you get a down tilt into like a mix up for 10% into a mix up, right? And that's like one hit even if you win that mix up too, which is still not a knockdown, which is all you want, right?
Yeah.
Like how like good could that really be?
The thing, I think I down tilted just because I was playing a lot of Fox, but I'm not a down tilt Sheik. So that down tilt's like really weird.
I think that was really good on time percent because like Falcon can't deal with low profile.
Yeah.
It's just
That's just like a weird option for me, I think.
yeah.
But it's good to put into perspective for sure. Because I don't know. I don't think I do down tilt quite as much as like I should. But I definitely wouldn't have done it there, I think, if I like played Sheik all bracket.
Did you jump out of the corner here? So
Um
one thing you should steal from me is just CC in place when you're cornered.
okay.
Because what the Falcons will do is they'll bear in place, and that's free grab,
Okay.
right? Because Falcons bear even as low as possible gets true punished by CC dash grab. Same
No,
as
not jump cancel grab, just like dash grab.
yeah. Dash jump cancel grab. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, you're Sheik, so you actually it's not
Yeah.
implied. Yeah. Dash jump. You just dash jump cancel grab. Like basically, anytime they're like doing the stupid stuff on platforms, you can crouch, and if they fall with anything, you can grab them. Like unless because even knee like low below before knockdown percent on crouch, which is not zero. I don't know what it is. Everything gets CC grab basically, so you can just wait and crouch and like really patient on your side plats. Like you don't need to like force your way out. And that applies to a lot of matchups, including Fox, where they kind of dance around. You can just wait for the bear and then get a free grab. But especially for Falcon, because he's really trying to preemptively stuff you from getting a side plat and moving to center. And so if you kind of hold your position and play more patiently, you'll see me do that a lot when I'm playing a little more seriously. You'll see me. I'll get up and I'll crouch right here, or I'll wake up and I'll crouch. And I think your Sheik is just stronger, just a better version of that.
Okay.
And in this situation, I'm trying to I'm a lot more proactive, right? But like in general, I'd want a bear in place, a dash away fade and bear here. That's what most people would do as Falcon. And if you wait, you can either whip punish it if they do it far away, or you can actually take it on hit and no grab. So that's what I would do. Yeah, I'm so sloppy. Well, but yeah, that's what I would do there.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. That was good. That's fine.
That sucks.
Yeah, that was all fine. I wouldn't say that was wrong. You're in a really bad like situation. Like you're so far down. Like obviously it wasn't correct, but like you can't be correct all the time. That doesn't mean you were doing the wrong thing. Like being incorrect and then losing, like it's just normal. If that happens, if you're cycling good options, you're going to inevitably be wrong sometimes, right? All the time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I would be really scared about jumping like that. I was kind of goofing around so much here, but but if I just up air, I get like a few percent, and you really don't want to take 3% at low damage, like low percent. You really don't want that. It's like backbreaking. If I'd gotten like an up air too, which I probably should have. Oh, I missed that. I was so annoyed. That's why I did the dash CC grab on the aerial because I missed the CC punish on the up tilt. That's a true punish, but it's really hard. So I was off. But yeah, the jump to round, I want to be on a Sheik. I'm on the ground, and if you want to get percent before 40% on me, you got to earn that. It's really hard to hit me. That jump top flat was like actually could have been really really bad.
Yeah, I'm wondering. That's not I think I may have missed like a waveland off and like full hopped.
I was like, what is he doing? He's refusing to get off. I
Yeah, it's it's a little weird.
was like, what's going on here? And then I realized you just could just go, and I just killed you for that. I was like, wait, what?
Dude, yeah, I gotta break that. Crudo kills me. Crudo and Akira kill me for that every time, and I don't know why I keep. It's because I play people who don't punish me for it, and then the habit comes back.
Yeah, and then you can do the Sammy stall instead, like when you want to stall.
Yeah, damn.
Just all my turnarounds is set. Embarrassing. I was like, how did you DI that? I was really confused. Yeah, I just didn't know what was going on.
Dude, that recovery works on everybody. Just
That was a really good mix up.
it works at every. The only person it's never worked on the first time was Hacks Money. It's worked on every single player I've played.
So this right here is what the situation I'm talking about.
Okay.
So I get a hit, right? And you could just crouch here in the corner. So where you shielded, you could have held crouch and then waited for that and gotten a grab.
I see. I do.
Yeah. Now you see the vision, right?
Mhm.
That's what you should do there. Now, obviously, there will be times when you die for this, but in the aggregate, right? Because your goal is to like prove you yourself on average. Because then what you did there is you were super minus because you get a wave dash and that gave you time to do this. But that was only because you committed to shield.
Okay, I get it.
They're on the fridge in the tinfoil, Katie pie. Okay, sweetheart. I'll be on in a minute, okay? But yeah, so you want to like hold down out of lag there and just wait, right? Like you don't need to rush anything. And even if you miss opportunity to whip punish me, that's okay because you have no commitment, right? Because here you kind of have to do a wave dash, even if it's a slight wave dash, you don't get hit. It's still like worse than if you were not like stuck in shield, right? And it's kind of hard to wave dash back to ledge sometimes, really close to ledge. So you just don't want to be stuck in that shield.
I see. Okay. Yeah. When you put it like that, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like obviously I dropped the kill there, but that was actually a kill, if you noticed. I dropped it.
Ooh. I was trying to reverse needle fair, I think, and I like threw the needle, and I was like, oh.
This lobby. Yeah, well, that was nice. Call out no jump. Oh, not me. It's actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I think I'm like SDIing up and then it like tap jumps.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's what I was doing. That's what I was calling out.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, I missed the fucking hold down grab. Man. Yeah, just don't dash stack there. Because I'm gonna usually I would like if I notice that at all, I'm gonna CC stomp that and I'll make up.
Okay.
Not, I mean, you can true punish it, obviously, not again ASDI, not CC, but just way too often. That's gonna be CC stomp. Just go for the grab, and right here.
Oh, I got a smash turn forward tilt. That's cool.
Oh, also versus Falcon, you can wait, right? Like they're okay. So his roll away is slower than his roll in to dodge or grab. I forget, like a frame or two, something like that. But it's like a big deal. So every Falcon knows that roll in is just way better. So yeah, roll away is like only when you start really waiting for side B and roll in. I'm gonna start rolling away, or like not doing those two options.
I did
Those are the
not know
ones that are
that.
like frame 3 or 4. Yeah,
That's crazy.
So yeah, so you wait right here, and if I side B, you can react, shield, and grab. And if I roll in, you can grab me, right? So either way, I'm fucked if I do either of those two. So don't overcomplicate it. If you know you're a little slow, which sometimes you will be, especially on mistech roll away, that's the hardest one. Just wait for roll in, side B.
Okay.
Just like stand there. You know what I mean? Don't make it too complicated. So.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that. I like that dash attack that I do. Like I do that dash attack when I think I'm slow on the boost grab because I think it hits like ever so slightly faster.
Oh, is that why they do it?
Yeah. There's like some text. There's like some text when I do Fox where I like feel like I can get a or I can't get the boost grab, but I can't get the dash attack.
I think I delayed that knee for your jump. Did I get it? I can't remember.
I'll have to.
I mean, I delayed it by a couple frames so I could try to get your jump, but you're SDIing things, so I just hard read that and blew it up. I think. Yeah, the CC there is good, but like go for a grab. Under the side plat.
I have to see it again.
If it wasn't lagging, I can show you right there.
Yeah.
That's a grabs don't up tilt grab because up tilt loses. The reason I'm stomping is it beats up tilt. So
Okay.
I did it. I was kind of flubbing my execution a little bit, but stomp basically stomp. Teeter cancel and edge cancel stomp, or just stomp in general on side is going to beat up tilt. Whereas crouch, like you did, into grab, kind of beats everything. So more of that.
Okay.
Don't. I know it feels kind of scrubby to get raw grab setups, but it's okay. It's like it's good, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, because the up tilt's not gonna be as good a reward.
Yeah. Like I never get CC grab for doing that back air there.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up. Yeah, the stream started lagging really bad. That double scar jump knee you hit like isn't on stream, thankfully. But like that was dope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's rough.
it happens.
That was good. You can F tilt there though.
I can't believe I missed
Like
that.
at high percent, I just CC F tilt instead of grab there on Falcon there. Like you know down in, right?
Mhm.
Just A. So yeah. Because that feels better because you're still gonna get a knockdown. Usually if they're holding down or trying to like roll in or something, they're gonna DI in and get fared. I mean, I guess if you're really confident in the tech chase, but it's like hard to never mess that up.
True. I'm sad I missed that fair. I never missed that fair. Dang.
Oh, get me out of here.
I feel like I have a really hard time hitting under the Yoshi's platform because like the short hop puts me above.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I have a really hard time like doing like delayed delayed swings.
I would get really comfortable about getting on the side plate ASAP, like AIs and stuff like that, into like the shield drop stuff. That's what all I do just to overcome that. Just like how you didn't play with FOD, but on FOD I do a lot of like AI and waveland onto the side plat as Falcon into like the timing mix up is when I dash shield drop like the up air, you know.
Okay.
And the same way I play that side plats on Yoshi's, it's not like any awkward jump height platform is kind of how I play it because as Falcon you get an FOD and you kind of can't do anything. So getting really good at that is same thing. This is nice. This is a little more predictable, which is nice. But same kind of principle where the jump you can kind of get cut on the jump heights kind of get caught. So instead of being like, what do I can't do my usual, be like, oh, it's a set situation where on this situation I just do like AI into immediate shield drop as my timing, you know. It's always fast anyway.
Do you think it's just like objectively better to go for that fair a lot, or like the platform AI fair, like when Falcon's in the corner?
Um,
I feel really weird covering Yoshi's because I like setting up like the backflip fair, but I can't do that like under the platform, so I kind of have to give them space, which is like
yeah, I just whatever you're
weird.
comfortable with getting on the platform ASAP into like maybe like if you're here, dash back shield drop fair right here. That's probably what I'd do.
Okay.
And then you can get like an auto. You can do it like auto cancel fair and F tilt if like you're not sure what's going on, and if they're like lower percent, well, it depends. But usually usually you can just do like dash back shield drop, dash back turn on shield drop fair F tilt, and they'll auto cancel, and it beats them like delaying it because they try to delay it and auto cancel fair F tilt is good, and beats them going ASAP too with the fair.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's lots of
Oh,
time.
that's
got
right.
got
Thank God,
intervened.
right? Yeah. But yeah, I would say like give some good. I like weight dash. I like the weight dash up tilts you do. I like you have like the low profile like idea, but you need reward, right? Like it's really hard to just win neutral a ton of times in a row. And I feel like you're
Yeah.
not willing to just like, you know, you got sometimes you have to risk it. And sometimes that's gonna be a situation where you get blown up and that's okay. But the risk reward just makes sense. So you went for it anyways, right? And I feel like you don't do enough of that. You're too low risk.
Okay. Could you give me some like examples of?
Yeah. So like I was talking about it, and you said I went down to their normal, but you were still only doing the grounded movement stuff, right? And I feel like at some point there had to be like you weren't really invading my space. You know, I was always trying to hit you the entire set.
Yeah,
Right?
you're
It
right.
wasn't. It was like there was like one situation where you were trying to hit me, and that was the nair that hit me off stage on the left side of the battlefield. That was the only time you were trying to hit me really that I remembered. Usually it's just like bear, keep me away, wave dash back, low profile, wait, tilts in place, you know, and that's fine, right? Like that stuff's good. And I think it'll frustrate a lot of Falcons, but like I'll just take my time,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
especially if you start like matching me in reward. I'll take my time, work my way in. All of a sudden you're cornered now, and you're getting edge guarded by me. Even at 40, you're probably dead, and
Yeah.
because you cornered yourself, and I need you at 40, so you're probably dead, and stuff like that, right? Like you just don't want to like you, it's okay to be wrong. I think is like the main takeaway. Like it's okay to add like not that you have to always be gambling like how I play, but I think having some degree of like in this situation, I understand it makes sense to like go for a high reward option. Like let's say that you're it also depends on the player though. Like for me, you can kind of take my space a lot more because I'm not holding it. I'm not walling enough. So you can kind of move forward with more impunity. At first I thought you'd play more aggressively. So I was kind of if you saw I was doing a lot of stomps in place and stuff, I thought you were gonna take my space a lot because like that's like the answer to my how I usually play. Is like you just move forward at me with low profiles. You just take space, and then you get into a relatively frame neutral situation. Like if you're near Falcon and we're both like actionable at the same time, you're like destroying me, right? Like it's super favorable. And so for someone like me who kind of just way too much fucking scrubby jumping, sorry, but like way too much jumping around and aggressive plays, you can just take the space, get near me, and then get a favorable like RBS kind of situation going. Whereas if I'm willing to act up till run crouch up till or wave dash up till just wrecks me, like you already had, I don't know, just more gambles. Like I don't know, you're just like you have a lot of the right ideas, so it's hard to be like, oh, that's wrong. A lot of what you're doing is individually right. It lacks like the teeth. If I'm not willing to always be worried about something, like for example, like the air dodging was a good example of on a recovery because it sounds like whatever, right? Because you're just representing like an air dodge on stage, and then you're like, well, you could just react to that. That doesn't really fundamentally change the mix up. But what it does is it makes you start thinking about a lot of more things. And so randomly hitting me at like 0 into a grab is really scary, and that just didn't really happen. Like the grabs were more just me fucking up. um,
Yeah.
and a lot of what you're doing is like really hard to beat. But if I know like your general vicinity where you're trying to threaten, which is always me moving forward, they're trying to beat. Like even your aerials, right? Like they're all designed for me to jump at you. Like even that fair that you got hit out of there, which was unfortunate for you. But even then, that was like always you playing around trying to hit you. It was never like you all over me. Like making me like blowing up my defensive options. I could just roll 3 times in a row and I would get away with it instead.
Oh yeah, probably.
I did that. I actually did that game 3. I think I'm good. Try to find a good example. But that was fine. That's fine. But yeah, like that jump in place, like you just never like it's always just like I don't know.
No, I get what you're saying. I think
My space is like just I own this, right? And you're just here desperately trying to cling on to what like the piece of land you have left. And it always feels like you're just willing to. And then if I try to take this, you're like, well, you can have that, but I can't. You can't have this though. This is mine. And it keeps being like that, And I keep just here. I'm just flying at you, right? Because there is a skill gap, and that makes it like less of immediately like applicable. Like, oh, I could just do this to beat it because there's a few levels of things that have to go right now. But just in general, 'cause I'm not trying to like just be like, oh, this is how you deal with specifically what I do because no one really plays like me. It's not like that useful to just try to beat me. Um, but like just in general, like you're here and you're like, well, okay, you can't come here. And if you wait over here, I'm gonna have a nice little safe situation that's it's pretty good, right? And it's just I don't know. I just own this. The whole stage is mine, and I'm always in a favorite situation. If I hit you, you're always going off stage. You're always retreating. You're always cornering yourself, and you're not like contesting me. Imagine if we both flew at each other here, right? Imagine that. Like you just jumped at me in there like an idiot, right? You just did that. You would have won the situation right here. Watch. Like if you had just immediately jumped in auto cancel nair, like instant nair, right here, right? If you just dash jump nair, you would have killed me. Like it would not kill me. He got a hit, right? And if you had moved forward in any way, you would have won this situation. But I was so confident you would not move forward that I just jumped into the corner.
yeah, you're right.
And I'm trying to like I know I give you specific things, but like that's not the problem. It's not I don't need to add more like tools to your toolbox. The problem is not that your individual options are wrong. It's like the macro, you know, it's not the micro that I'm talking about. Because I can tell you like, oh well, you could just, you know, dash forward here into like run crouch up tilt as a really simple, or wait dash up tilt again, like it's 2 in a row, or just walk, right? There's a lot of things you can do to move forward. But the problem is not that you don't know the individual answer. The problem is that you're in the heat of battle, or like you're like, okay, this dude's scary. Let's try to like take our time. But and that is really good to do. Every so often, I have to be scared, right? Just you have to slow me down, right? If I'm just dash jumping everywhere, like you know, that's no good.
Yeah, I have a really hard time, I think, doing that in general. I'm not really I don't know. I feel like it's really hard for me to like to to take gambles like that, especially with
Yeah,
just like
because it feels so bad when you're wrong, you know. Because when
yeah.
you're wrong, you just die, and you're like, well, I could have just not done that and played it safe. Um, but without just that, even just that in my head, right? Without even thinking, because here, if I thought you might move forward, I would never ever jump into the corner for Sheik. I would never do that, right? I would have buried in place, something like that. And then you got to play the slow game that you want to play. If I just have that in my head at all, like if you represent that one or two times, I'm not going to jump in the corner.
What, just
Um,
like a way dash in forward tilt, something like
Really
that.
simple. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. Nothing that you don't do already. It's just if you're just in a weird situation, you're going to either like wait, you're going to wait dash back, you're going to jump in place. It's only going to be here, right here.
Hmm.
I'm not cornering myself if you move forward, you know? You're not going to move forward. Um,
Yeah.
I think it's more like big like subcategories of options I think you should think about. Like because right now you are mixing up what you do, like quite like literally what you're doing. Like you're not doing jump in place every time. Don't get me wrong. But what you're ultimately doing is all just right here, and it's all defensive, and it's all like kind of the take your time, work your way slowly back into like a favorable situation kind of thing.
Hmm.
You know? And so if I gave you like specific answers, that would just be like it would improve things, but it would just be duct tape on the issue. In my opinion.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
there, like I'm all over you. See, like see, like watch. So you get up and you up tilt, you wait dash up tilt, jump in place, get it over here, wait dash back, wait dash wait land back. You see,
Yeah.
it's all like right there, and that does not like without merit, but it makes me hitting you and then or just setting up a favorable situation way more straightforward because like I could beat like a whole several options with the same choice from my end because they're all in the same place. And if Falcon gets, you know, if I have all this, I can avoid the core issue of Falcon, which is like the startup of my moves, and just threaten that general area. I'm probably doing pretty good. I won't always win, but like I'm probably in a good situation.
Yeah. This place, like the play style I do is just it destroys like pretty much everyone here. So like I have no reason to like not do it.
It's probably gonna be really good versus Wizzy and Gatsu and SJ. You
It's
know,
really good versus Wizzy.
they just let you set it up, right? Like you just set up your fortress, they get hit eventually, right? And then they die.
I played Wizzy in like 10 games and I think I won like 6 of them and I was like
Yeah, I believe
shocked.
it.
I was shocked.
Yeah. Well, because they have the same issue where they're just trying to punish people who like get antsy and run into them. So you're never going to give it to them, so you just win, right? But
Yeah.
like, but I'm not waiting for that. I'm coming to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when I play like Deej and Raid, like I mean you know how they play. They're like I'm gonna hit you. I'm running in and I'm gonna hit you. And then the way I play just like destroys that. And like I
Yeah.
think it works a lot. Like I played JoJo for a bit and it works really well against them as well.
Yeah. I think it beats every. I don't think any Falcon has good offense. Like even like I don't think they have good offense though, because they're just like they just run away and try to get combo starters and they have really good punish game. Um,
Yeah,
but like yeah, I'm just willing to just do it, you know.
I get
I
you.
guess yeah, and I guess like I think that starting the match playing the way you do is really good, and just being like if they're flying at me, oh that reminds me. So the way I think of the matchup is hot versus cold. If I'm hot and you're hot, you win. If I'm camping and you're camping, you're cold and I'm cold, you win. But if I'm if I'm just jumping around going crazy and starting my offense, and you're waiting for it, that's the one time I can win. Or if I'm camping and you're running at me. So most Falcons only play cold. So cold is the logical answer for you, right? because moving forward is going to usually lose to me camping, right? Like running away and arrowing. Um, so that helps as like a general schematic for like understanding like how I view the matchup. It's like if you're waiting, I can go nuts. And the problem is that most Falcons can't really, they don't have that gear, that ability to like just run you over. But if that helps you think about it, that's how I think about it.
That is helpful.
Yeah. So if I'm going, so most people, yeah. So obviously, if they have bad offense, linear offense, you can just run away. So there's always fine to be default, like, defensive and safe, right? Because they let them, like, most Falcons are just hanging themselves and Sheik and they cry about it later. And, I get it. but it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but like at the end of the day, like, it's, dude, like you have to, like, get better at it, Like, it's a hard
Okay.
matchup. You have to just, what's not gonna get easier because you completely hate it. Like, what? So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's very helpful.
Also, okay, so if Falcon is cornered, like, it's fine to just set up fair here. Like, you said you didn't feel comfortable on Yoshi's, which is understandable. It's a little more complicated. But right here, I would have just like tried to set up a fair right around here. You know?
Yeah. I don't know why I jumped there. It's a weird
Yeah.
jump.
I mean, like, obviously it was a fuck up, but my point is not to be like you messed up, but rather just like if you just make your life a little simpler, and then you build off of like stuff that you really understand why you're using it when you're using it. Instead of just having a million options in your head, it's a little easier. And I don't think that like your style's too complicated or anything. I just think that like somehow organizing it in your head to make it even like quicker to parse through. Like those categories of like move forward, move back, what space
Yeah.
am I threatening, how much time do I need to do it? Because I think right now you view every option as its own individual thing, which is important when you're learning it, right? But start to like group them, right? Like here, just like hold the space here, like don't let Falcon move out of the corner. Even if he waits, he's still corner high percent. He can't really CC punish me, so I'm in a really good situation. Even if he, manages to not get hit, right? Like stuff like that, right? Because my only goal, if I Sheik here, I'm just trying not to let him roll in the center. That's all. Real. You put the fair out here is just in case he gets hit by it, But like the real thing is I don't want to roll in the center.
Okay.
Just stuff like that, right? Like my general goal here is don't let Falcon get center. Oh, that roll fire. That's
Pretty sure this supposed to be a forward tilt, not a dash. Yeah. It happens.
this is the one, I thought this was actually pretty good. This is the spot I was talking about. Yeah, see that's the dashboard in there. The dashboard showed there. Like I was like, oh, he got me. Because like you actually tried to hit me.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of just a random thing you did. It wasn't like it was like a cookbook moment where like, oh, J-Book would do this. Right? But the point was it was a general idea of like I'm not respecting you preemptively attacking. I'm just because Falcon, like if you interrupt the startup of my moves, I'm just gonna die. Especially high percent. It's a lot more complicated at low percent. You kind of have to like do some kind of weird shit into a mix up into a grab. But you get some percent on me, and all of a sudden a straight hit, I'm dead. And that was just a random short out there. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't like the super flashy moment. But that was I thought that was the one time in the set where I was like, oh yeah, that was good. That's what you should be doing more. Just random like make me scared that you will hit me. And once you do that, I'm gonna start playing slower. You're gonna slow down my offense, and then you have a lot more time to breathe and think and play your game. And I think that's the general takeaway I would have from this if I were you.
Okay.
I think it's also just hard because most offenses are just he's a defensive character, and so me playing him like offensively, but like not running into you, like you know what I mean? Like it's really hard to deal with because only the bad Falcons play like me, like you know what I mean? Like the weaker Falcons and all the strong Falcons play very defensively, so it is hard to prepare for. But
True. I was playing Caro at the Invitational. I was just getting farmed, and I was shocked.
yeah. So he's gonna be just super like this is the most defensive Falcon I think that I know. So
yeah, he swift punished like everything.
yeah, he's just gonna wait. So I would just never gamble versus him ever because he's only waiting for the gamble. He's only waiting for you to try to hit him. So like if you think about the hot versus cold dynamic, it's fine to start off with the kind of the lower risk, lower reward stuff. So you get a feel for them because most Falcons that's going to be that's the right decision, because whether they're weak and or not strong enough to overcome you playing your super defensive safe game, like most Falcons, like 99% of them, or they're going to play defensively back, in which case it's usually a right decision. Although I still think you don't use crouch, like you don't recognize the threat of crouch yet, but that comes with time. Like you don't aggressively crouch yet. Your work that'll come soon.
Do
That's the next part of your game. I think you're going to add.
you have like an example?
Yeah, well, the under the side plat thing is a perfect example. Like the up tilt is not the goal. The literal goal is crouch. That is the threat. You like not swinging from it, not doing anything, waiting and crouch. Which sounds crazy because like I'm not saying crouch into something. I'm saying literally crouch is the move that I'm scared of. When you up tilt, that's my out. That's like how I beat you in that situation. Like I have to just hold that. If you're crouching there, I am terrified. That's the move. So when you crouch up tilted, I got away even at like 60 something. I got away the side play. Even though you won got the hit, you outplayed me in the situation. You got no reward. So stuff like that. The crouch itself is the threat. I think I have good examples as Falcon. I don't know that I have great examples. I don't really have a lot of okay. You see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is more how I play when I play a little more seriously. But watch. Ignore the up tilts. Those because I thought they were cool. But see, I ran up and crouched. Like that was the threat. Because like it might look like, oh, he's just, trying to whip whatever, right? But what it does is this is the grab setup, Because it also for Falcon it restarts my dash dance because now I can dash from this and now I'm back and dash. But like this is the threat. And obviously versus Marth is probably a little more intuitive for you because you do it like you can just do it as like the level 1 option in neutral. But anyways.
Okay.
The idea is like the way that I understand it, the way I learn it, is I start by crouching specific micro situations. So like for example, Falcon over a side plat, because the stomp won't reach the side platform and stomp you, right? And anything he does gets grabbed, including what I did, by the way, in the set would have gotten grabbed if he didn't up tilt. And then you start from there and you build from there, right? And then you add to your situations that you understand you should crouch in one by one, and eventually it becomes something you intuitively understand. But I think for your play style, like the next leap forward you're going to make as a player is aggressively crouching. That's going to be your money maker because it beats full hop a lot of the time if they're facing away from you and they bear. As Fox beats that. It's pretty good versus lasers depending on how you use it.
I've been doing it more against lasers, and I think it's like it's got something.
It's got usefulness, but like I think like versus me, the easiest thing you could add is crouch aggressively, not defensively, which sounds funny because it's defensive mechanic. But like you invade my space, or you're underneath me or right on top of me, and you crouch, wait, because like that's just how you like to play. And I think, but it makes a lot of sense that like it should be very intuitive for you to add that to your game if you try that. So if you want to do one thing, that's what I would do.
Okay, I do it a lot versus Marth, but I feel like I don't get as much as I should. I feel like I still get like the crush doesn't mean much.
Yeah, it's more like versus Marth. It's because jumping is obviously bad. Versus Falcon, everything's kind of good, so it's kind of hard to be like, oh, what should I do? But because everything just beats him. Not everything beats him, but everything is like there's a spot where it's favorable, right? Versus Marth, you just kind of lose air to air, like pretty hard. Yeah, but so the run of crouch is really good, and crouching for down tilts and obviously sets up a good RPS and stuff like that. But I don't know, crouch is really underappreciated, and I think as Sheik, it adds a lot to just how threatening you are up close because it also low profiles everything. That's like it's a side benefit. But like if I swing, if I nair or like bear, insta bear, and you wait and crouch, I'm gonna miss, right? So it has a lot of utility aggressively, and it kind of naturally fits into what you're already doing.
That crouch and the dash back out of crouch is so evil.
It was on controller. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. I fucking was just I was in med school. I just showed up and played here. This like my neutral was, dude, back in the day, I was actually just clearly the best Falcon in the world versus Marth. That's so sad. I jump too much now because I play with everybody I can jump versus. I used to have like the sexy ass neutral. But when in matches where I can jump now, I'm like so much better. So Like, because I'm so fast now. It's crazy. I'm like, what the hell? I used to be a lot slower, but I was like, whatever, man.
Yeah, you're
All
doing those
right.
like T drop up airs in the corner, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like so much faster now. There's that. So there's the pros and the cons. I'm too antsy now. I don't like. It's kind of stupid, but because of that, when I am going like my offense, it's crazy. It's like it's much stronger now than before.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But if you're ready for it, you can really slow me down now because I'm a lot more. I'm like easier trapped. You know, I'm like I'll fall for it now because I'm so. I have like a cocky play stop. Some of my buddies are worse than me. So I only play like them. So yeah.
I see.
All right. That's the deal though. I would you want one thing to focus on? Crouch and aggressively crouch. If Falcon on the side plat, crouch and wait and try to grab. Don't do something else. Like don't like crouch up till instantly because it's pretty good. Don't do any of that. And you can, you know, especially if it's a good player and you want to practice. But I think the right answer to that situation is crouch and wait. And same with getting on top of them. You can like run into me and crouch. Because the other thing is Falcon can't hit you on the ground like that if you're low to the ground like that for like till stop comes out, which is 20 frames. So you have 20 if we're both frame neutral, even if I'm kind of far from you, you have 20 frames to like dash, wave dash, crouch, you know, before I can hit you.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that.
Just think about just try approaching more. Like, which is really hard because it's usually the wrong decision to do. But yeah. Just see how you can do it without like risking getting blown up too hard. And find the situation. Like for example, at 0, you want to be really careful about the wave dash because I stop and place it, right? And that's really scary. But let's say you're at like 50, you could, you know, might not be as scary. You go to a side platform or something like that.
Okay.
So hope that helps. It's kind of complicated because there's so many layers. Like it's not like one thing you do and that would make you just better versus me. It's like several things. And I think the best way to do it is get comfortable with like these aspects of the game that we're talking about.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like 100% on that. That's when I was playing Fox throughout there, I was like, wow, it's so nice to have a move I can approach with the whole time.
Yeah.
I would just nair people. I'd be like, this is dope.
Fox is just easier than Sheik. I'm just gonna say it. Like I think Fox is really Puff is easier, but like other than Puff, like who is easier than Fox? Like I don't know.
That's true.
Everyone just camps you for Peach, so that's still harder. You know what I mean? Like it's just like Fox is no one besides Puff is easier. Like I was playing Fox. I was telling you this. You didn't believe me. I was telling you the same thing I'm saying right now.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like I'm not even like I play like I have like 15 hours on Fox now. Like it's just really easy because everything is just straightforward and good. And there's like 15 options. You can just cycle them at random, and it's probably good. Because even if you're kind of wrong, you're also kind of right because Fox is so good. And then as long as you play the scramble well, which he wins every single scramble for every character. Like he's always favored in every scramble. Maybe not Peach, but everyone else. And then like you win. That's it. Yeah. And then if they drop anything, good luck because I have a 0 death off of recovery. So
yeah, it was like that game. I think it was game 3 versus DJoy where I was like down 4 stocks to 1, and you're like, hey, look what and then you look away, and it was like last time.
Yeah, I looked away. It was like 20 seconds. It was like so quick.
Yeah, he like tried to get me, and I like shine spiked him at 0, and then I got like a 0 to death combo, like right after.
Yeah, and the 0 to death from Fox is just like a random anti-air up smash.
Yeah.
It's not like it was like some like huge starter, you know? It was like, yeah, it's like so dumb.
I was just ripping up smash at like under 20.
Okay, yeah, I'm telling you, that's all you have to do to win the matchup.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that's all you need, and it's like 65-35 just from that. Yeah.
It was dope. I was doing that, and then I was like, instead of dashing back, I would just like pivot nair.
Yeah, arrow in place is like that's
so
the hacks. Yeah, it just beats any kind of. You can beat it as a Falcon, but it's like very hard. I don't think anyone else does it yet. Anyone to beat like I run up CC, and then if you dash perfectly out of the CC on hit, you can dash CC grab the hacks. It's like in place to insta aerials that he does. That's what you were doing.
Yeah,
you can do that, but it's really hard. It's like yeah, really hard.
Yeah,
so I think they're pretty good to beat it.
I got that from Schmang. Like I played him in a Fox Ditto at GSE, and I like every time I tried to read a dashback, he would just drill me in place, and I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, that's the old school. Now you just full hop in the mirror. If you just full hop in the mirror, they can't beat you. So
yeah, it was crazy. The whole time I was just like, "Wow, this character is baby mode."
Yeah, he's so dumb. Yeah, because like he's hard because he has so many options. But if you just use 3, he's still better than your character. So like
it was dope.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, it is pretty nice.
There's no
carried. Yeah, it is nice.
There's like zero reason I feel like I should have gotten to Grands with like that. Like that
Same.
was I was probably like I think I was second seed if I went Sheik, but like I was like I don't know. I think I was like 11th seed or something with Fox. Like my and I think that's very fair, but like the character's just baby mode. I just got like
Yeah,
carried to Grands
yeah,
with
dude,
Fox
I
bullshit.
swear, it's because back in the day we didn't have like execution, but like because okay, we would just play at the local. Like you just go to the weekly. That's when you play. That's all you play. And now you just like you could play more than I would play in like months. And like you get you Uncle Punch for like 30 minutes. You've already had more real practice than I would have in like I don't know, a week, but like back when I was learning, right? And so execution, like the basic execution that Fox needs, is so trivial now, and his options are so straightforward and strong. And then if you're off versus Fox, you're fucked. You just can't win. So yeah,
It
he's
was a good time.
he's definitely the yeah, very nice. He's very nice. It's very nice to be carried though. I love playing Fox for that reason. You just play him, you're like, oh yeah, this is nice, man. This is nice.
It was cool. I
Even
was
other strong characters like Marth and Falco, it's not like that. You still feel like, oh, this is when it's not good to be them, right? Like Fox, like, no, this is always great. This is like never bad to be Fox. Yeah.
There's I watched the set back like I've already like watched all my sets back I think like two or
Yeah.
three times and I like the raid set when I was playing on FD. Bill's like yeah Pace like he's been saying for the last like week that he's been playing Fox and the whole time he just keeps saying this character's baby mode and he's
Yeah.
like yeah honestly I agree like yeah Fox
Yeah.
is kind of bullshit and then I like as he's saying that I like zero to death raid like with the tech
It's
chase.
like you compete with the punish game almost every character, and at the very least, if they drop one edge guard versus their one chance, now you're impossible to kill, right? And you have the best kill confirms in the game. Like, yeah, and he has like
Is
some of the best edge guard. He's not Sheik, but he's like the next best thing. And then it's just crazy. He's either best in class or like next best in class in every single category.
it's
Besides like range, which even then he's the second fastest character with the
it's
second
dope.
yeah, it's nice.
It was cool. For that, like I don't know. I played Peach Pants a lot, and I like with Sheik, and I just get like farmed. But then I go Fox, and I like get incredibly close, and I'm like, this
I do think
doesn't
though,
seem right.
like Fox is he's harder in like if you want to go like majors and stuff and like compete there, that's when it gets hard because you play like five guys in a row that can zero that Fox, and like you're traveled across the country to do it, and it's like different settings, different setups, like uncomfortable. Never played this guy before. Maybe a best of three, or even a first of three though. Like it gets a lot harder. I'd rather play like Sheik. Sheik is like he's like the bigger the setting, the better like well, except for verse Fox, right? Because Sheik verse Fox is so hard, but versus the other characters, it's nice to be Sheik.
Yeah,
She has a lot of stability to the character because like if you outplay them, you probably won't like Fox is so like strong, but like he could be just like how he can randomly win. Every so often he can randomly lose, and if you need to win like 7 sets in a row, that makes him harder. But like
true.
in like a local setting or even just a regional, he's broken, super broken. Because you had to beat like if you had to beat like me and like one other guy, like Fox is so dumb. But like if you have to beat like random Marth that can zero to death Fox, random Peach that can zero to death Fox, and like me, a random like I don't know Falco, like probably big balls, and like someone else, then all of a sudden Fox is a lot harder. He's still broken, but
Yeah, I get you.
like he seems more broken in like these settings than he usually is. And like, well, he's still really actually. I don't know. I'm coping. Okay, I'm coping.
I'm coping.
Yeah.
I get it.
Every day I'm like, why the fuck do I play Falcon? I put all this effort in, and then I play Fox for like 3 hours, and he's better. Fuck.
That was me this week.
That's literally how I feel too. But I was like, yeah, I don't really care. I'd rather lose a little bit more and play Falcon. It's okay.
I think
It's different.
yeah. I think your like general advice though is like very on the like very pinpoint on what I'm
Yeah,
bad at.
it's like I think like
It's like
micro situations are easy to get like too into, and I think it's better to think about things in like a simplified, like macro perspective. What am I generally doing wrong? Because you kind of already have those. Like if you were like newer, I would go into like specifics of like how you take space, how you approach a sheet, and things like that. But like you're already developing your own play style, and I think that I would kind of suffocate you and kind of help. It maybe help you like next week, but it wouldn't help you like in 6 months. If I told you what to do next.
I mean, I'm
I think,
down. I'm always down to
yeah,
like for stuff. I feel like out of like all the top cheeks, the more I think about it, I feel like I'm more like I feel like I play like Crudo, ironically. Or like I feel like I like Crudo's playstyle the
yeah, you're
most.
more, yeah.
More
I'd
of
say you're more offensive than right now, but yeah,
so I'm like I don't know. I'm good with like whatever. Like if you think
I think you would
overall.
feel some stuff from face roll though. I think you'd like something he does.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched too much of
Yeah, I
Face
figured
Roll
he
Swedish.
probably hasn't played much recently, I think. But
I
he
also
has some
plays
old
solo
stuff.
battle.
I think he beat like Wizzy. He hadn't played in like a couple months. He played Wizzy and just whooped his ass. And Wizzy was like, what do I do if they play like that?" And so like, um, I think it was this.
Hmm.
Oh, let's watch this game real quick to point out because it's Yoshi's story. He definitely does what I'm talking about. Oh shit, I'm not the best with computers, but I'm old. Let me have it. All right. Oh, he fucked up. He tried to CC grab there. Okay. I think Facer just played League of Legends for 6 months and then played Wizzy and beat him. This was Wizzy when it was like he was like I was coaching him, so he beat Mango and stuff.
That was that was a moment. Okay. Standard.
Yeah, nothing there. Well, Facer doesn't have a lot to speak from, but he has some spots that is really high reward that he does really well. And so like that 5% of the game that he plays well, he makes them all turn into combo starters, you know? See if we can get one. That was awesome, actually. The needles.
That was pretty cool.
He got him bare at the needles. Why I get a shield grab.
Cringe.
No, he could have had him. Yeah, just you can narrow out a shield there if you want. That jump was horrible. Wait, that's our shield there. See, I would have killed you.
Yeah. That's what I think. Like every time I play any Falcon, I'm like, oh, Shep kills me for that one.
He's dead there too. Oh man, dude, Wizzy, I would tell him that. He's like, yeah, right. And I'm like, okay, man. Yeah, like, see, they're like, he just didn't care that like Wizzy was jumping like that. You know, he just walked at him and F tilted, wait that shit and like held down forward. See, you see what I mean?
Hmm.
Like he planned on getting hit the whole time. That was always the plan. But I want to try that spot. No, I'm sure he does it. That needle trap is so sick. What the fuck? Yeah, down through F2, but he wasn't close enough to ledge yet. Oh, wiggle there, by the way. You know about that?
I saw the tweet.
Okay.
Hey, that happened to me.
All standard. He's medium air to air with the fair. See?
Hmm.
I don't know. That's pretty good. That's kind of simple stuff I want to add. Like nothing like crazy. But I want to show you this is one spot I think I remember from the set. I thought it was a set. Maybe it was a previous game.
What? Come on, man. He's down smash 4 times now.
Yeah, I showed him that one time in 2017. That was it. Oh, that's okay. That's what you do. So you remember the down throw F tilt that I was
Mhm.
telling you about that you F throwed? Remember?
Yeah.
What you do is the old school thing is you down throw F tilt there. It kind of people forgot about it because all the old school Sheik stopped playing like Swedish and Music King that would do it. But you down throw F tilt and then you run off double jump on like weak reverse bear, like this one right here. So you would like, so you would F tilt here, like right here, you down throw F tilt here, and then you'd run off, do that, and catch the double jump to ledge because they fall past ledge after the F tilt.
Huh.
And then they are dead, guaranteed. Huh? It wasn't a set. No, it was a set. It was last game. Weird. I analyzed. I think it was the set. I analyzed the one thing. Maybe like, I think he might have lost 2 to base roll actually in a row. That might have been what I'm thinking about. Where is it? What the
Oh, shit
fuck? What
on.
the hell?
Hold on. Does that really catch short hop like that? What the
I think
fuck?
so. Yeah, well, because Squid the Cat was side being me as Falcon on anti-air. Like he would like side be on the platform. Like Raptor boost.
I never want to fight that guy.
Well, he's like not even good, but he does something to you, and you're like, how is that possible?
And I see the Twitch clips. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna be a Twitch clip. You might win like 95% of the games, but he's gonna fuck you up in ways that you think not possible. So it
I
does not.
I don't I it's not worth. I
It's not
think
worth it. Yeah.
this doesn't seem like a good thing of my time.
Yeah. Yeah, those jabs suck. I like jab fair as a kill setup on floaties as Sheik, but for Falcon it's scary, bro. At least if they're good at using. Oh, never chase that.
Yeah.
I guess it's okay. Actually, no. Take that back. You can chase that percent. That was okay. It's okay. Falcon on side. Okay, Falcon on plats. I think I told you this before. Low percent, don't chase. High percent, don't chase. Mid percent, when upper will combo, it's okay to chase.
Yeah, you told me to like
combo,
poke with back
you
air.
can combo off the upper at mid percent. If you get the hit.
I think you sent me like a thing a while ago where you were like back air them if they're doing that, like back air the
Oh yeah,
landing.
you can back air them. Yeah. If they're as predictable as Wizzy was doing, you can back air them.
Yeah. And then just
Yeah.
like up air once it knocks down.
Yeah. Back air back air is like super safe option, so you can do it low percent and still take your 14% or whatever. That's okay. I'm surprised you didn't CC. You kind of ruined my whole thing here. Cause see here, like the whole thing I was wanted to tell you was like facial will like walk forward into CC here, but then he didn't do it, and I'm like, what? But anyways, what I wanted you to do here, like you see this like, kind of jumps.
Yeah.
Like you can just walk forward to force him to spacing into CC, because walk is instantly cancelable to CC, right?
Yeah.
So you can just do that. That's what I would do. I was really thinking that he would. I guess he wasn't as thing as I thought, but I would like walk forward and force him in space and make the CC grab really free. I would just walk forward and walk forward CC.
What's going on?
Hello.
I was going through our set and explaining how we could do better, and now I'm just talking through Sheik stuff. But yeah, does that make sense? What I'm talking about, like, you could walk, like I wanted to like, kind of organically learn this stuff, but I guess I'll just tell you because I thought Facial knew this stuff. He didn't though. But walk if you see Falcon going for this kind of like shitty ass Foxhole hop here, that it's a double jump. You can walk forward, hold down, and in general, like you can create a lot of misspacings with like aggressive crouches. Like he's on the side plot. I talked about that already.
Yeah.
Just situations like that. I want you to kind of organically discover it though, because it makes more sense. Like if I tell you, like it'll make sense when I'm talking about it, but in game it might not make as much sense. But if I kind of like put the concept in your head, and then you fuck with it, and then you'll be like, oh, I see what he means now. You know?
Yeah, that's happened a few times when you like tell me something and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I like and then like in a few months I'll do it and I'll be like, oh, that's what he was like.
Yeah, it's like I try not to be too specific because then it's like it's less understanding and more doing what I'm saying, which is like the goal is to like help you flesh out your style and understanding, right? The goal isn't to be like tell you how to do things, you know, because then you're just gonna be stuck next time, right? When you don't know the next, you don't understand it. But yeah, so for example, here I would just walk forward to CC or something like that, or you can just, I mean, you can do other things. You shot whip punish it, but this is an example.
Yeah, I don't really.
Falcon's back here, the fist is stronger. It has a tip or hitbox. So if you get an inside hit, it'll be weaker.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so if it's like if you walk forward and miss spacing and CC, it's free. Yeah, it's free as fuck to kill him. Yeah.
I thought it was it would miss space because of the timing. Like it would be like a week from the delay.
Yeah, it benefits you for like I think 4 reasons, but that one that I thought you might not know is the tipper part.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Hitbox is also the tipper is lower, so if he does a low bear, it's gonna miss you. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't